This episode of Filmstock Reviews, I'm reviewing episode 3, chapter 3 of the Book of Boba Fett. This episode is titled The Streets of Mos Espa. This episode was really good. We got into the crux of what's happening with everything. I do want to say that this feels like a crime story, so to speak, and by crime I mean Boba Fett's that new leader of a group, that mob boss, but then he has to deal with the Ch3, the mayor. He has to deal with the Pike Syndicate. He has to deal with the Hutts, the cousins, the twins, brother and sisters. It's really good episode, and I do want to say that there's not much of a flashback in this episode to his time with the Tusken Raiders. Something does happen to the Tusken Raiders, but it changes, I want to say, his mindset and outlook on what he is today. This is leading to something really big. I do want to say that this episode was good because it was written by Jon Favreau and it was directed by Robert Rodriguez. And also I do want to say that Danny Trejo makes a cameo appearance as a trainer. Yeah, a trainer for the Rancor. The Rancor makes another appearance. The Rancor is back in the Star Wars universe. This episode is surprising and eye-opening, and he still wants to know who put out the assassination attempt on him, but he can't figure out who. I feel like there's some bigger person at play here. We just don't know who that, bigger person at play is. And it could be the Pike Syndicate, it could be the Ch3, it could be the Hutts. And there is a great fight scene in this episode between the Chrysanthemum and Boba Fett, where Boba Fett is in his Bacta tank and healing, and as he has that flashback with the Tusken Raiders, and all of a sudden the Bacta tank opens, and all of a sudden you see this big Wookiee paw just come down on Boba Fett, and then they just start fighting. It's a really great scene. And not only that, the aspect of this is that Boba Fett gets new recruits to help him out and work for him, to protect him, so to speak, to get more, people and guards around him. This show is really good. If you haven't seen this show, I don't know why you haven't. This should be on your radar right now because it's really fantastic and really good. And while Boba's in his Bacta tank, we also get a flashback to the rainwater planet of Kamino that he was from. So it's reminiscent. We keep getting that flashback of when he was a kid in Attack of the Clones, and it's just like a whole Boba Fett story that we wanted and that we got so many years later. I feel like if this was done 20-30 years ago, it wouldn't have worked, but this works now, and it's really good. Yes, this is a spin-off of The Mandalorian. Yes, we understand that The Mandalorian is a better show, but this show is really flying under the radar, and I just want to stress that out right now. Please watch the Book of Boba Fett, or Book of Boba Fett, or whatever you want to call it. This is what you want from a Boba Fett show and a Star Wars. This is not your typical Star Wars show. It's different. You do get introduced or reintroduced to the characters that you know, like the Rancor, the Hutts. You know, everything is there in this Star Wars universe, and it's really good. And I can't stress enough how good this show is. I know I'm repeating myself over and over again, but if you're a Star Wars fan like me, how are you not watching this show? Like, this show needs to be watched by everyone. This episode was good, and it really picked up, and it actually gave us more story about what's happening in the aspect of story and what Boba Fett's going to do, what the Pike Syndicates are doing, the Ch3, the Hutts. I feel like the Hutts are not done yet. They always have something up their sleeves, but anything's possible, anything can happen because it's the Hutts. They say they're going back to their own planet of Hutta, but who knows? I feel like the twins, or the cousins, or whatever, the brother and sister, they're more so, the sister's more ruthless than the brother. The brother's more understanding, but the sister's like, nah, we're just going to kill you. That's why we sent the Chrysanthemum to kill you. So, I mean, like I said, this is a good show. Watch it. It's on Disney Plus every Wednesday for 7 episodes, so be sure you check it out. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought about episode 3, chapter 3 of the Book of Boba Fett, and if you're actually looking forward to seeing this. I mean, if you haven't seen it, please check it out. And be sure you tune in next week for my episode 4 review of the Book of Boba Fett, and I'll see you guys in the next review video.